Jimmy Thang here at Razer's CES 2014 booth, checking out Project Christine, which is a very interesting PC design. I'm here with Razer's Jermaine. And Jermaine, can you sort of talk us through the build here? What's going on?
No problem, man. This is our newest baby. We're calling it Project Christine. What it is a modular desktop PC. And what that means is, for instance, you have a GPU here, a CPU here, and RAM here. You can hot swap those on the fly without necessarily going into your system and having to open up your box and swap them out. Also cool about it is we have a PCIe backbone right here, which allows you to swap OSs. So you can have Linux on the system, you can have Windows on the system. It's really up to you. And we have a tactile LCD screen right here, so you can swap on the fly and get real-time information on what's going on in the system. You can regulate heat, you can tell what's going on with your video card, graphics card, and you can adjust on the fly.
So right now, this is just a prototype, so it's not actually working, is that correct?
Just the concept. What we're doing right now is we're gauging the reaction of CES, and based on the response we get, which so far has been really positive, we're looking to move forward with the project depending on how the public reacts. And so far, so good.
And I assume that this PC is really meant for maybe those that want to get into PC building but are not very technically savvy.
You're exactly right, Jimmy. What we're known for, you know, our peripherals, our background, we're a hardcore PC gaming company, but what we're trying to do with this project is take a casual person that does, let's say, graphic design or any other labor-intensive project that doesn't have the technical acumen to really put forth a powerful PC that has a possibility of overclocking and things like that, things that they can use in their job, and want to give them the ability to do that without the rigmarole of going through and swapping out components. You know, something I personally like. I like getting in there with the butter knife, swapping stuff out, but having that option just makes life easier, and we're trying to provide lifestyle options for our customers. And the best thing about it is you can customize it to make it your own. Say you're doing a lot of rendering, you can throw on some video cards and you can make that happen. Say you want the GPU to do the grunt work, you can toss that in there as well. You know, it's really up to you. You can make this your own machine.
The one, I guess, it seems like a very ambitious endeavor.
Yes, sir.
With a lot of proprietary parts.
Yes, sir.
And so, I mean, what do you have to say to people who might think that it's maybe really expensive to upgrade parts, and also, that it might suck that you have to go to Razer to buy all your components?
Okay, I'll be the first one to admit that one of the biggest challenges will be getting third parties on board to get the form factor to fit what we're looking for. But I think, and especially seeing the product on the floor, the guys that walk by and took a look, and they've noticed that the ability to hot swap is a great thing to have, especially because modular technology and our cooling design have not been seen outside of industrial. This is the first time we're taking it into a space. I think they're respecting the risk that we're taking with it, and they're ready to take a step forward with us. Now, getting a return on that is what they're really thinking about. So we're looking to make sure that through the sale of the different modules that they're recouping the money that they put into us.
So you do want to encourage third-party hardware manufacturers to get involved?
We love the involvement. I mean, if this is going to happen, we have the base model out there that we're selling, but to really get people on board, they're going to want to have variety in video cards. They're going to have variety in options for every single component of the modular system. So we're really looking for as much involvement as we can.
Okay, can we sort of walk through the different components here? I believe that it is a fanless build.
It's a fanless build. There is a system set up, a water cooling system, where you have the power, you have an oil reservoir, and you have a mineral water reservoir. And the mineral water runs up the PCIe backbone and interlaces through the module, keeping it whisper quiet and at a cool degree at all times.
Okay, so does it get hot at all? I mean, there's no fans to, dissipate heat away.
Yep, there's a radiator in the back, but with no fans to dissipate heat, the mineral water cooling running up and down keeps it at a regulated temperature. Okay. So you're going to have it cool at all times.
Okay, and so just taking a look at through the build here, it looks like we have an optical drive on top, yes, right? And then some sort of touchscreen that doesn't really function right at this point.
Nope. But it will be tactile. You will be able to swap OSs and regulate UI through that screen.
Oh, so you can like press the button for like Linux and like dual boot or something like that.
You want to switch over to Linux? You have something you want to send over to somebody that's using that OS? Swap it on the fly.
Okay, and so optical drive here, and then what are these two components supposed to be? It looks like they're kind of attached to be at the screen.
Those are the LCD controls. These are the backbone that's going to stay in place. You're not going to be swapping these modules. You have SSDs running down this side, so those are fixed in there.
So these are fixed right here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these two bays here are just for the touchscreen?
Yeah, as far as I know, they should be. And keep in mind, this is still a concept, so anything I say right now should be in flux.
That's cool, just walking through the theoretical build of it. And then so like this might be like a video card or something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you know how many video cards you might be able to take at this point?
As far as I've heard, they've had in 3, but we're looking to make sure that depending on how labor intensive you want to get, you can get. I mean, generally PCIe backbones in the industrial side have had 3 ports. We put in about 5 to give people options. We haven't really run it through its full paces, but you're gonna get support for, I would say, at a minimum 3. And keep in mind, it's still a concept, so I'm gonna keep running through that. But yeah, you have the ability to toss in maybe if you want 3 GPUs, you can do that. If you want 3 video cards, you can.
Okay, and then here you kind of have like a USB hub of sorts.
Yes, sir.
What?
Also on the other side, you have the ability to throw in a module for extra USB displays, for Ethernet displays. I'm not gonna be able to spin it around, but
okay, I'll swing by at the end. Gotcha. What are these? Are these the buttons to like detach them, or are they just aesthetics?
Oh, those are aesthetics. As far as I know, those are slide buttons, just for a tactile grip, depending on how you want to move the system.
Okay. And then you'll be able to swap, like this might be a sound card too, you can put in a sound card I imagine and all that stuff?
Yeah, anything you can swap in a regular tower, you're going to be able to swap here.
Okay, and what about RAM? Would RAM be like a giant, slot, like a bay like this as well?
It'll be overlaid, for instance, this right here on top overlay.
Oh yeah, it's
on
RAM.
The bottom overlay is the RAM.
Oh, I see, gotcha. Actually, they're actually labeled, so I didn't see that before.
Oh, okay.
It looks like GPU here.
Yeah, we have 3 GPUs set up.
Yeah, 3 GPUs, CPU, RAM right there. So I guess that would you would just change this bay.
Yeah, and this is the interface module for the display. You have your Ethernet cord in the back.
the I/O in the back. Gotcha. We'll take a look at that in a bit. And then you have like a water cooling system here.
Yep.
So you said there's like mineral oil.
Yep.
And it's somehow
oil reservoir on one side, mineral oil on the other, and it laces up the PCIe backbone and through the modules to keep the system constantly cool.
Cool. And when do you expect to see something like this actually going anywhere?
Actually going anywhere?
Yeah.
It depends on the reaction we get from CES, and so far it's been positive. And it's like Project Fiona. We had the Edge tablet, if I'm not mistaken, a while back that we sent out to CES, and it got such a good response that it got into production in the next year. So if we keep getting the reception we're getting from this, that could be the case. I'm not saying that. We still have a lot of work to do on it, but it is a very real possibility, and people are enjoying it. So
awesome, thank you, Jermaine. I'm just gonna take a look at the back now. We're just gonna go around back.
Sure.
Take a look at the different. So here, looks like we have a couple, 2 Ethernet ports actually, and a couple USBs. Display port, you got your power down there.
That's just a display. You're gonna have options for display. You can customize that as you like.
Okay, so Jermaine was just saying you can customize it. And then can you talk about sort of how the drives or the bays connect? Oh, Jermaine? Can you talk about how the bays connect here? What's going on here?
Okay, so we have a universal PCIe, so you can pretty much take a module from any side, toss it in there. It'll get recognized and show up on the LED back. These two nodes right here help to secure and regulate the water flow. So they're going to be the first ones touching the mineral water that's flowing through the bag. And it's a cooling system that's going to work 360. Like I said, it's interlaced around the modules. So you're going to get cooling on all sides, which helps regulate the heat, of course.
Gotcha. And one last question. Are Intel, AMD, NVIDIA, are they all on board? What's the status there?
Oh, that's kind of out of my pay grade. We're still in talks. So, but I can tell you, the guys that have passed by the booth have been excited. So the options are there, and they're old friends. We work together all the time. So we'll see. But once again, kind of out of my pay grade.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
No worries.